was LeBron James actually doing to someone else what was done
To him.
Did his? I mean, and do we ignore that because he has the privilege to do that?
Yeah.
I mean, and obviously Tyrone feels like he does, and I don't either. I mean, it's just, look, there are people fighting for their lives over there, and if you got that much weight, and most of us, when we refer to LeBron, the way we even identify with him once we're through talking about his game is how much power, how much weight, how much influence he has. When you've got that kind of influence, you want to be thoughtful about what you say.
Yeah, and my question to LeBron would have been, okay, does that mean communism? Are you saying it's okay?
Okay, yeah.
Because by saying Daryl Morey is ignorant or don't know the facts or situation, makes me say, well, what is the situation then, LeBron? Is it okay? Are you saying torturing people, not giving people freedom? They can't even use the internet like they like. They can't speak bad about the government. They have limited freedoms.
Yes.
So is that okay?
I would bet you tomorrow that if he said, look, those protesters have their right, they would respond to LeBron James just like they did to the Turkish people respond to President Trump.
To Trump.
Business out of, this is our country's business.
This is our country. And see, the thing is, the NBA, there's 300 million people in China who enjoy the NBA. It's the second biggest market. And so that's what we're talking about. We're not talking about human rights anymore. Human rights are out the window when it comes to a certain amount of money. It is what it is.
That's my main point on the whole issue. That we have the celebrities and speak their opinions, and then at the end of the day, we see what happened. We know Kaepernick wasn't a journalist, but he did something. And what did they do? You see what I'm saying? When they speak out for us,
it's a problem.
What's their opinion? That's a problem.
Yeah, it's a problem.
Yeah, but when someone was speaking out for other people, the point is that the people who are being spoken out, on whose behalf you're speaking out, are the underdogs. Is the point. And when you speak out for the underdogs, I don't have any problem with somebody who is going to speak out for the underdogs. The only difference is they're in a different country.
Yeah, and normally it's LeBron speaking for the underdog. This time he's telling the person speaking for the underdog to be quiet. And so I think that's the change of the paradigm. Yeah. He switched roles with the person he doesn't want to be.
Yeah, that's precisely. All right, Mark. All right, thank you. Yes, indeed. It's 12:30 KCOH. Good morning.
Oh man, brother Perry.
Yes, sir.
And Tyrone.
My man, what's happening?
Oh man, I just wanted to chime in briefly on two quick topics.
Go right ahead.
Okay.
First, this whole LeBron James, Daryl Morey chatter issue is the underlying tone that we're all missing, that we're all not addressing. I mean, the hypocrisy. You can say this, you can't say that. The bottom line of it all, you have a black man admonishing a white man on the social media public platform. And the way this society is mixed up, they don't like that, Harry. Tyrone, I don't care if LeBron had a good message. They don't like it.
That may be. Some of them may actually take comfort in what I'm saying, but the thing is, I ain't living for them right now. The thing is, where am I on this issue?
Yeah.
And look, let me say, in all fairness, I mean, most of you know this. It's like, I ain't a sports guy, so I ain't any where on LeBron. Love LeBron. I'm a LeBron fan, like everybody else, over fan, because I'm so impressed with what he does, right? But I'm saying that on this issue, because I've gone beyond the white-black thing here now. I mean, in my mind, the other issue was that, hey, wait a minute. Look, I think you can relate to this, Rick. I was watching, I'd gone to see Dick Gregory.
Okay. This was Gregory.
This is when I recently returned from Vietnam.
Okay.
He was talking about how there were black folks who were taking on the traits of when they were getting into jobs, and they were acting just like the white folks act.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
And he was saying,
we call it code switching.
You go out code switching. You go out, the bear attacks you, the bear drags you into his cage and attacks you, and you come out growling like the bear. All right, there's something wrong with that.
Yeah.
And so that's my whole perspective on that.
Yeah.
I don't put LeBron down, but I'm saying what I saw, what my and I have no doubt that those people in Hong Kong probably would do the same thing to me that other people would do. I don't think they love me either. But I'm talking about this idea of when you see oppression. If you're going to really be
against oppression, you have to be against it.
You got to be against it. That's all.
And
Go ahead.
Caller, I actually, what you're saying though is rooted in a lot of truth.
Yeah,
because
definitely.
historically, when black people do speak up, especially black athletes or black people of any type of prominence, they do get shut down right away and catch backlash from people who normally wouldn't have anything to say to them.
Yeah.
In this situation, though, I don't think this was one of those situations, and I do get it.
Yeah,
he did come out and he said something, disparaging a white guy, and so I do know it's a lot of people like stay in your place.
Yes.
So, caller, I hear what you're saying 155%. But in this instance, LeBron is doing the same thing. He's telling somebody else to stay in their place. But. You do make a lot of sense, though, caller. You do. Let's make sure that's out there. You make sense, though.
Yeah.
But Tyrone, you sound funny addressing me as caller.
Oh, Rick.
This is why I really called, man. 17 years ago, this month, the murderous D.C. sniper rampage ended. The D.C. sniper.
Lee Boy Malvo.
Right.
Lee Malvo.
Yeah.
Recently.
Yeah.
And it's all about the mandatory licenses for juveniles, crime. That's what he's trying to get the Supreme Court to look into. Blah blah blah. It's not going to look good for Lee Malvo, regardless if they try to re-sentence him or what. My question for y'all is: did y'all know the true underlying motive behind the murderous rampage that was over like 7 states?
No, I only know what's been in the. I only know what I've read.
What was it?
I don't know what I've read because I don't know what you got.
John Muhammad, the mastermind, the guy that brainwashed Lee Malvo had Malvo thinking, they was gonna get this $10 million, ransom from the U.S. government, and we're gonna move to Canada and have our own little black utopian area, and da 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 da. However, what I learned, from Washington State, D.C., Alabama, Arizona, Texas, they killed a lot of people in a lot of places. Gradually made their way over there to that Beltway, D.C., Maryland area. And that's where they were apprehended, Paris, because John Muhammad's ex-wife and kids lived in that area.
Wow.
So what he was doing was indiscriminately murdering people all over and trying to get to her and kill her so he could get custody of his kids.
Well, no. That much was being reported. I knew parts of that.
I didn't know that.
I used to live in Alexandria, right there in that
Virginia.
Beltway, right there in that Beltway area in 80. I was there in 86.
Okay.
86, 80, 85, 86. Yeah. So I knew that area. All right. Yeah.
Thanks, Rick. I didn't know that. You just gave me something.
Yeah. All right, buddy. Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. But no. Yeah. There was disillusionment about. See, there's a documentary on it. He was disillusioned, and Rick, and Rick speaking about it, he was filling in places that were just vaguely vague in my mind. But I knew that it had looked good for a moment. There was a series in the Washington Post about it, and how those two hooked up, and how he taught him to use the sniper rifle, and what his first kill was like, and the Pontiac the car that they would use, and how it had been parked and stuff.
I remember the fear at that time because remember how random it was. You didn't know who it was going to be. You didn't know it could be anywhere. You didn't know the color of the people. There was no way to pin the reason they were doing it. So it was a lot of fear going on at that time.
Good morning, caller. You're on.
Good morning, Mr. Edie.
you?
Well, blessed. I'm blessed. How are you? Tyrone is here. Say good morning to Tyrone, please.
Okay, good morning, Tyrone, and I'm proud of
Good
Tyrone
morning.
because he's not ashamed of his name, Tyrone, and he's not calling himself Tyrant.
No, I'm not ashamed of my name. I'm not ashamed. Somebody asked me if I was ever going to change my name for radio. I said, I've been working on this name since the first day I was born.
Yes,
I
yes.
like Tyrone.
Yeah, me too.
Tyrants need to go somewhere. But
What's
my
happening?
comment- But my comment is this. What would we have done as a race if wealthy people or people who did not look like us, if they had not spoken up? You know, I'm a child of the civil rights movement in Birmingham, Alabama.
Okay.
So what if people of wealth had said, we don't care, we just want to make some money? I cannot respect LeBron James, and I cannot respect Kaepernick. And the reason for that is because I am fully aware of prison manufacturing.
Yes.
And we are not talking about prison manufacturing in the black community, but this is why you have all these drugs coming in, all of these things that can send you to prison, because these people are getting free labor off the backs of black people under the name of prison manufacturing, which is nothing but slavery,
Yep.
peonage, bondage. And so if you're making your millions and billions of dollars and you are involved with Nike and these other people who are, making all of their money in that,
Yep.
I can't support you as a black person. I don't care who you are, because I know that you're walking us backwards. And we need to become informed on what's going on with us as black people. And that's my comment on that, because it disturbs me, because I don't hear any black leaders. And I respect that man from the Rockets who spoke up. He spoke up and he did the right thing. But, you know, sports is sports. But who's speaking for us?
What happened to humanity?
That's true, and people aren't thinking about this, but everybody that who looks like me, the color black, needs to start reading up on prison manufacturing and figure out what's going on.
That's a passion of yours, isn't it? I mean, I should know that it is, because you've said that it is, and when you call, you generally show yourself to be well informed on that.
Yeah.
Well, I see it all the time, and we don't understand that this is the biggest evil facing us as black people, but people are dismissing it, and they don't really understand.
Mm-hmm.
All you need to do is go down to the courthouse and see all these people who are getting all these years for little minor infractions. People who are doing things, and they're sending straight to these companies. In fact, that was the company in North Texas that fired all of its employees and started just handling with the prisoners. You know, we're walking backwards and we don't know it.
Yes.
That's why I can't support LeBron James. I'm sorry, because when you're hurting one black person under the name of prison manufacturing, and we're not talking about it, you're hurting all of us.
Yes, there's over 50 companies, large companies that use prison labor. Victoria's Secret is one. Best Buy, Walmart, Nike.
Well,
the list goes on.
Boy, see, you guys open this. We're going to have to save this one for a later date, because this is also about, get ready for the history connection. It's like the 95 bodies in Sugar Land that they call. This is just a latter day. This stuff is a latter day version. Convict labor then.
Convict
people
leasing.
were forced into it. Convict leasing was peonage under another name.
Yes.
You walking through a town. Loitering was a crime.
Yeah.
The county officer pulls you over.
Yeah.
You don't live there.
Yep.
You don't have an address there.
Yeah.
You don't know anybody there. They arrest you for vacancy.
Yeah.
Put you in jail.
And
while you're there, it's legal.
And due to the 13th Amendment.
13th Amendment.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
And they're doing it to us now. And people, even local sheriffs, they can beat you out to a local sheriff who's making 6 or 7 figures a year off your labor. But we're supporting these people who look like us, who
perpetuate
are
it.
heavily involved in it, and I just can't. I just refuse as a black person to support anyone who is involved in prison manufacturing, not me.
Wow.
All right, thank you.
Wow.
Thank you, Eleanor. All right, we're going to have more discussion about this
Yeah, I would suggest read the book The New Jim Crow. Michelle
Alexander. Oh yeah,
wonderful book,
yeah,
and it goes in depth about what the caller was just speaking about.
It is, and we've got to. Now it's interesting. We're talking about 2 basketball players this morning. You remember Michael Jordan had invested heavily in prisons.
Well, yes, that's what they say. It's very hard to figure it out. But yes,
I don't know.
Well, it happens. It happens because we live in a capitalistic society, and sometimes people look at how can I make my capital. And they go with it.
I don't think that. I don't know that I believe there's anything immoral about having. If you got to have prisons, and someone invests in them, it's fine. But it's unnerving to me for this reason. You gotta have, if you buy a business, you got to have an inventory.
Yes.
And if your inventory is human beings, then the more inventory you have, the better it is. So somebody has an interest. Wherever you find people making a profit off of a thing, they are going to try to have more of it.
Oftentimes, before they open a private prison, the city, the county, the state, whatever municipality that's going to open that or fund or get the money from that private prison, they will guarantee a certain occupancy rate. So they say we'll keep it at 90% occupancy so you can run it. There are private prisons now who are suing the government and cities because they don't have enough people in it. So that's going to give an incentive to the police and the people around.
And the judges. And let's not leave them out.
We cannot leave them out.
Judge in Pennsylvania putting children in jail.
And it happens.
And it happens. And then that brings us to child sex exploitation. The sex slave. The sex business. And all sex business workers are not people who voluntarily went to the streets and decided
this is what I want to do.
This is what I want to do. Some of these are children of kids who were runaways, captured, forced into it,
manipulated.
We had some on our show here on Saturdays with Tammy Frazier. She had a young woman who was really from a good home and all of that, right? And the parents were here. That's how we know that. And she was here with the parents. And she talked about how she was enamored of a young man, and she went on the road, and he was with a band, and then she wound up becoming a sex worker. So then we have people on the streets. There are all kind of problems that we have. We just got through talking about. We started talking about LeBron and his statement, and how much leeway do we give to celebrities with their. Well, we don't give them leeway. They say what they say. We choose. We choose to believe it or not.
And with LeBron, I'm not saying that he shouldn't say anything. He has all right to say things. In fact, he has earned the right to say things based on the things that he's done that are good that we're leaving out today. But I don't think he should tell other people to be quiet.
To be quiet. That's it. That's the crux of this conversation.
You want to talk, you got to let other people speak.
You got to let them speak. And then while this occurred to me while we were talking. To some, it may sound like we're saying to LeBron the same thing that Laura Ingraham was done. I don't know, to some of you it may be. I'll say this. I'm not doing it in any spirit of malice. Or disrespect for him.
And people got to remember, Laura Ingraham, when she does that, she is pandering to an audience who wants to hear that. I don't even know if she knows LeBron James isn't an idiot. She knows that. Right. But she's playing to an audience who wants to believe that. Because I believe even her audience knows that this man does good things. He elocutes things. He speaks well. He's been a great example. So of course they want him to shut up and dribble.
Yes, indeed. But hey, that's going to do it. That's going to do it for us here on 12:30. I am Paris, and Tyrone is coming along this morning. Get accustomed to Tyrone. You'll be hearing more of Tyrone. We like having him around.
I love being here.
Studious scholar, a Ralph Cooper production. A Ralph Cooper production.
A Ralph Coopian.
A Coopian. And certainly Ralph's on this evening at
5 to 7.
5 to 7. Now at 11:30 this morning, you know, I got at 11:30 this morning, we've got Real Talk Real Estate.
Oh, really?
Real Talk Real Estate.
Okay.
So that'll give us time to switch our gears here. In
Okay.
case we wanted to get into something else. Before we do that, let me say this is 12:30 KCOH Radio. I'm Paris.
KCOH Houston, Legacy, Civics, and Soul.
I almost forgot. Hold on, we got another 30 minutes.
Huh?
We got another. Oh shoot! All right, 12:30 KCOH Radio. And, we have I think exhausted the
LeBron.
the LeBron situation. But you see there's so many ways to approach discussions about our problems, but underneath the surface of much of what we discuss, well, of course, race is at the
crux of a lot of it.
At the crux of it, and particularly because we're unlike, say, China. We're not a homogenous country,
right?
You know, we don't share a common culture in this country, so we were brought here.
We have the freedom to do that as well.
Yeah,
China don't have the freedom to not be a homogenous country.
Yeah,
they
right.
they have to.
They have to be.
Yes.
Yeah, they have to be.
That's communism.
So you're going to Asia. I mean, by birth, you know.
Yes.
The
government owns you.
The things are people come from the same common background, generally the same religion.
Yes.
You know.
And they don't believe in a lot of race mixing either.
Right. They don't. Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
That's part of the homogeny. They do not believe in any race mixing. Almost like, remember when Hitler wanted a pure race?
Yeah.
They practice that in practice. They literally practice that in practice. They limit the amount of children you can have. China is very, very repressive towards their people.
Society, yeah.
Very repressive. But I guess if it's for the money, it's all right, I guess, right?
Yeah. So there was another aspect, though, that you guys mentioned during your exchanges there that I think merits conversation as well at a more in depth at a different time, and that is this matter about why we choose celebrities to do certain things. It's about the choices we make, who we choose to elevate. Trying to dislodge the media is, I hope, going to be a very difficult thing to do.
Yes.
Because just by virtue of the fact you talk about dislodging the media, what do you replace? What do you replace it?
Right.
You know, how do you? I mean, you don't want the courts involved in the press. That's the problem now. You can't have a press that we don't want
state-run press.
State-run press.
We do need independent press.
We do need.
We do need independent press. Maybe we have to watch the dollars who fund the press.
Yeah.
Or you know, there's some type of mechanism, maybe some type of restraint. But then you do need a free press, though.
And
you gotta have a free press.
You know, it's interesting. Free press is what's mentioned in the Constitution.
In the Constitution, but is our press free at this point in time?
Well, yeah, they are businesses. They are run. Now we see an example of the president trying to influence what the New York Times, what the Washington Post. Right. That's the essence of a free press. The minute they start doing.
Then it becomes a state-run press.
Yes. Hello, caller. Good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen. How are you today?
I'm fine.
Wonderful.
Blessed. How are you?
Good. I just want to go from that saying you're a veteran. I'm a veteran. I'm not a patriot. I'm a veteran.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
And all those patriots are not veterans.
That's true. That's true. That's true. That's very clear. You know what? Say that. You okay? I'm on board. Go ahead.
So, in doing my family history and all, I found out my grandfather was a World War I veteran. Got uncles and cousins and whatever, and all of us have served this country for freedom of expression,
Right.
freedom to go out and demonstrate and all
Okay.
that kind of stuff. And I also know from history how the World War II veterans, I can't imagine the World War I one, but the World War II veterans,
Uh-huh.
and I was listening to a documentary on the POW German prisoners
Okay.
had more privilege than a veteran, a military person here in the United States and all.
Wow. All military persons or certain military persons?
Well, black military.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
They go in. They couldn't go to the places that the Germans used to go and all. These were POWs. And I'm saying this is, to me, one of the cruelest regimes there was.
Uh-huh.
But I'm just saying, LeBron has a right to speak.
Yes.
Whatever that little person on TV has a right to speak. Whatever her name is.
Laura Ingram.
And it's all because people chose to go and die for this country and all.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And again, it's all about the dollar. That person on the radio, you know I'm talking about, that makes millions and millions of dollars off of advertising.
Yes.
And he always supports the Republican regime, no matter what.
Yes.
And it's all about the dollar. It's all about the dollar. People, OJ said it best, love of money, and they with women to sell their precious body, all of that. It's all about the dollar.
For the love of money. Caller, can you do me a favor? Can you explain the difference again between a patriot and a soldier?
A veteran.
A veteran.
They put their life on the line. They join.
Uh-huh.
Of course. Now, Paris may serve because you want to, but everybody got drafted.
Right.
And I know that happened a lot of things on that side.
Right.
But anyway, these other people, they went to Canada and all that.
Right.
And now they want to wrap themselves in place.
Right, and we do see that a lot. We see a lot of people who want to do things in the name of patriotism, but they never done nothing to earn that. And just because you say you're a patriot doesn't make you a patriot.
Exactly. And because to me, if you wanted to be serve your country, you would have gone in the military and all. And you would speak up for all of that, and that's
Yes.
why you were doing it.
Yeah.
But all of them, including the person that's in office now, they call themselves the president.
I had bone spurs. I had bone spurs. I couldn't do it. I had to go golfing.
How many of these Fortune 500 companies, people that are the presidents and the CEOs are now and all? A lot of them went to Canada, and they doctors had all kinds of excuses for them, and to keep their daddy, mama, or whatever money kept them out of the military.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
My lottery number was number 19.
Wow. I don't even know what mine was. I know I got drafted. I know I got drafted. I was a U.S. 52-9-12-141. Okay, man. You have a great day. Thanks for a great call. Stay tuned, dear. Go ahead.
One last thing. They sent you to somewhere you had never seen before, huh?
Oh, yeah. Truly somewhere I'd never seen before. I mean, another culture. They sent me to. They sent me to